Amidst a landscape of pristine white, a playful snow monkey cub dances through the snow, his youthful energy a stark contrast to the serene mountain backdrop. From the gentle warmth of a nearby hot spring, the mother watches with weary eyes, her love a silent promise of protection and care. But then hunger soon sets in, and they both go in search of food, with the cub trailing close behind. Soon, they catch a scent, a possibility, a chance to feed. The mother begins to climb. Her paws grip the uneven rock, her muscles tensing as she moves higher. The cub follows, cautious but determined. The mother reaches a hollow between the rocks. Inside, golden honeycombs glisten in the dim light. The air hums with the soft buzz of bees, sweetness and danger. A choice must be made. The mother hesitates, then swipes her paw through the honeycomb. A piece breaks away, dripping with golden nectar. She brings it to her lip. For the first time in days, warmth. The second swipe is greedier. The hive shudders. The buzzing grows louder. The cub shifts nervously. Nature does not give without taking. A black and gold storm erupts. The bees pour out of the hive in a furious wave. The cub lets out a shriek. A sharp pain spreads through the mother's back. Then another. Then another. The air is thick with stingers. She is taken from the hive. Now the hive takes from her. She thrashes wildly, leaping from the hollow. The cub stumbles backward, untouched. The mother rolls against the ground, trying to rid herself of the swarm. Mother monkey tumbles down the rocky slope, desperate to escape. But the bees follow. They do not stop. They do not forgive. A black and gold cloud moves with her, buzzing in furious unison. She stumbles. The bees seize their chance. They land on her in waves. Her back, her arms, her face. Stingers pierce her skin over and over. The world blurs. More and more. The bees keep coming, layering over her body like a shifting, living blanket. Her form disappears beneath them, moving, shifting, writhing. The cub watches, wide-eyed. The first sensation is fire, not heat, but burning. The stings are endless, each one adding to the pain that spreads like an unquenchable flame across her skin. She writhes, but there is no escape. Her hands lash out, clawing at the insects that bury her in agony. But each swipe is useless. Her fingers slip through the mass, catching nothing but air. They keep coming. They keep stinging. Each sting is a dagger thin, but piercing. Some land on old wounds, burrowing deeper into already swollen skin. Others find new places, untouched flesh screaming under the invasion. Her body gives in. Her muscles betray her. She crumples to the cold earth, her arms twitching, but she is no longer in control. The bees move in closer, blanketing heat. Her breath comes in ragged gasps, but with every inhale she pulls in something unnatural. The air is thick, vibrating. Bees crawl over her nose, her lips. She is breathing them now. The sound is no longer outside of her, it is inside. The buzz, the humid has entered her bones, her skull. It is not sound anymore, it is her. Her skin begins to swell, her arms, her legs, her face. The venom takes hold, twisting her features into something unrecognizable. Her sharp, alert eyes begin to shut, swollen shut. She tries to open them, to see her cub, to see anything. But sight is stolen from her. The snow touches her back. The cold should soothe her burning flesh, but it doesn't. It only reminds her that she is caught between two elements, one that burns, one that freezes. The cub stares at the unmoving form of its mother. It does not understand death, but it understands stillness. And she is too still. The cub lets out a small cry, a tiny, pitiful sound. The wind swallows it. The bees do not care. No one answers. It wants to go to her, to touch her, to nuzzle into her fur like always. But something inside something wordles tells it no. The bees shift. The mass of them ripples, adjusting. The cub's heart pounds. Are they leaving? Are they coming for it? It should run. It should move. But its legs are frozen. Not by the cold, but by something deeper. A paralysis of fear. Then, something shifts. A single bee breaks from the swarm, hovering too close. The cub jerks back, and suddenly, its legs remember how to move. It scrambles backward. Its steps are clumsy, uneven. Its body is not used to moving this way, away from her, away from safety. There are no words, no understanding, but the cub lingers, as if waiting for something, anything to tell it what to do. Nothing comes. And so it begins. The cub turns away from the mother and walks, slowly at first, then faster, then running. The cub has never been alone. The land stretches endlessly, cold and unwelcoming. It is too small for this world. Hunger creeps in, a whisper at first, then a gnawing ache. It has never had to search for food alone. It keeps glancing back, every few steps, as if expecting to see her, but there are no footsteps behind it. The cub isn't alone. Not entirely. There are shapes in the distance, predators, watching. A howl cuts through the wind. The cub flinches. Wolves. The night is coming. Instinct takes over. Climb. Get higher. Get away. The cub scrambles up jagged rocks, slipping, struggling. Then it sees it. Far away. A shape. A presence. Something that is not just snow and stone. It takes a deep breath and moves, not towards the past, but towards the unknown. The cub reaches the base of the ledge. Before it, the village stretches. Huts covered in snow, smoke curling from chimneys, the sound of life in the distance. It smells it before it sees it. Roasting meat, bread, fish. The scent tugs at its empty belly. It moves forward, paws sinking into the village snow. It expects them to see it, to help. The market square is full of voices, talking, shouting, laughing, a celebration of life. But no one looks at the cub. They walk past, step around it, as if it does not exist. A group of small boys spot it. One points, grinning. The others laugh. The wind is brutal. But the cold in the cub's chest, the cold of being unwanted, is worse. The cub forces itself to move, stepping deeper into the village. Lanterns glow. Fires crackle. It watches, longing for warmth. A woman pours soup into a bowl. The steam rises like something from a dream. The cub inches forward, nose twitching. But the woman frowns. She moves the bowl away. A door bangs closed in its face. Not meant for it, never meant for it. The cub moves again, slowly, numbly, deeper into the village, past the laughter, past the food. The cub cannot feel its paws, its tail. Even its pain is distant now. Is this what it feels like? To disappear? The cub leaves the last houses behind. The road ahead is white, endless. Snow begins to fall, thick, slow, covering everything. Its legs fail. It sinks. The world blurs. The cub's vision darkens. Sleep calls, crunching through the snow. Who? The man's hands are thick with calluses, cracked from years of pulling heavy nets from frozen waters. This is his life work, the river, the fish. His fishing line is gone, snapped off in last night's storm. Without it, he cannot fish, and without fish, there is no dinner. He sees it a small shape in the snow. At first, he thinks it's just a bundle of old fur, frozen stiff. But then it moves. He kneels, pushing aside snow. Two dark eyes stare up at him, tired, desperate. He looks toward the village. The fires are still burning, the people still talking, and yet no one came for this creature. If you're still here, you're feeling this journey. Stories like this remind us of courage, survival, and the power of hope. Don't miss more. Subscribe now and stay for the rest of this incredible tale. All right, now that you're with us, let's dive back into this powerful journey. The fisherman sighs. This is not his problem, but still, his hands move before his mind does. He scoops up the cub. A small wooden hut sits at the edge of the frozen river. Smoke rises from the chimney. It is not much, but it is warm. The door creaks open. Heat rushes out as the fisherman steps inside. He sets the cub near the fire. Its tiny body shivers. He grabs an old woolen cloth and wraps it around the cub. The cub doesn't move, just breathes. The fisherman watches. A twitch, then a shudder. The cub slowly opens its eyes. He sets down a small bowl. Fish stew. Not much, but warm. The cub tries to crawl forward, but its legs buckle. It falls. He watches the cub sleep. He did not plan for this. But now, he is involved. Morning comes. The cub wakes up. It tries to say something. A sound, a gesture. The cub points weakly toward the village, toward something beyond. The fisherman walks with the cub nestled in a sack on his back. The wind howls, whispering through the valley. The cub raises a weak paw, pointing toward the trees beyond. The fisherman adjusts his grip on his walking stick and follows. They arrive at the edge of the village. People are outside, but as soon as they see him, they laugh. Look at him, dragging a frozen rat through the cold. He ignores them. He's used to the village's cruelty. The cub buries its face in his coat. The laughter fades as they leave the last house behind. The forest looms ahead. The cub's tiny hand tugs on his collar, urging him forward. The wind screams. Snow swirls violently. A blizzard has come. Fisherman spots a dark opening in the distance. A cave. He pushes forward. The cave is cold but still. The wind howls outside, but here they can breathe. The fisherman removes his thick coat and wraps the cub in it. He sighs and leans against the wall. Snow fills the entrance. The cave grows darker. The fisherman closes his eyes. He needs rest. Hours pass. The wind dies. The fisherman stirs, rubbing his arms. It's time to move on. The journey is slow. The snow is deep. Every step is a fight. The cub chirps, suddenly alert. It knows they are close. The trees part. A shape stands ahead, a large snow monkey. He stands there, dumbfounded. He had assumed, what? That this cub belonged to someone? That it needed a human? You were never lost. So this is what you were looking for, he thought to himself. The mother is too weak. The cub nudges the fisherman, pleading. He looks at the mother, still in disbelief. He starts to leave. This is not his fight. But then, the cub grabs his sleeve. He kneels beside the mother, assessing her the impact. He doesn't know how to heal a wild creature, but he will try. As the fisherman kneels in the snow beside the injured mother monkey, something tiny and dark flutters past his eye. A bee, weak, barely alive. The fisherman knows he can't fight bees with his bare hands. He needs fire, smoke, something to drive them away. He soaks the rag in oil and wraps it around a branch. The fisherman kneels beside the mother snow monkey, torch in hand. The heat from the flame bites into his face, melting the ice clinging to his beard. He lowers the torch, just inches above her matted, bloodied fur. The fire is working, but it's hurting her too. The monkey lets out a weak, guttural cry, her body twitching violently. The bees are relentless. He has to get closer. His hand shakes as he presses the torch lower, nearly touching her skin. The bees burst into frenzied motion. The final wave of bees breaks apart, spiraling into the air like black ash. Their tiny wings beat in chaos, their furious hum fading into the wind. He drops the torch and grabs the first stinger. It's deep, buried like a tiny black dagger. The venom is already spreading. The skin around each sting pulses, swollen and stained sickly yellow. Her breath hitches, her body trembling like a dying flame in the wind. He grabs a fistful of snow and presses it to her wounds. The cold bites his fingers, but he shoves it against her skin, trying to slow the venom's advance. A slow, weak gasp. Then her eyes flutter. She shifts, struggling to lift herself. Her limbs tremble, her muscles betray her. The cub pushes against her, desperate to help. The fisherman reaches forward, steadying her. She's alive, but they can't stay here. The wind howls, cold biting into the raw, burned patches of her fur. The cub clings to her side. The fisherman stands, eyes scanning the white expanse ahead. The fisherman kneels in the snow, his fingers numb, frantically searching his satchel for anything that could spark a flame. His breath turns to frost, the air biting at his skin. He gathers whatever he can find, rye twigs, scraps of fabric. His hands shake as he strikes a flint against a stone. The first attempt fails, the second, the third. Each failure tightens the grip of faith. After endless tries, a spark finally catches on a bit of dry fabric. He shields it from the wind with his hands, blowing gently. A small ember glows, flickering weakly in the storm. The ember grows into a small flame. He carefully feeds it with twigs, shielding it from the wind until a fire is born. The orange glow pushes back the darkness. He lifts the snow monkey mother closer to the fire, placing her in the small warmth it provides. Her breath is weak, but steady. He removes his own coat and drapes it over her, his expression grim, but the cub curls up beside her mother, pressing against her for warmth. The fisherman watches, exhausted but relieved. Outside, the blizzard howls, but in this small circle of firelight, there is safety. The night passes, the fire crackles low. As dawn breaks, the mother monkey stirs, her eyelids flutter, her breath stronger. She has survived the night. She slowly lifts her head. Her limbs are weak, but there is warmth in her body again. The cub nuzzles against her, their reunion finally complete. The mother monkey stands on shaky legs, looking at the fisherman. She understands now, this human, this stranger, has saved her life. The fisherman looks at the mother snow monkey and her cub, then at the rising sun. His body aches from exhaustion, but something stirs in his mind. He remembers something important. His face hardens, his tools, his home. He had left everything behind in the storm. He turns abruptly. The fisherman hesitates for a moment, glancing at the mother and cub. Then, with a deep breath, he turns and begins to move quickly down the snowy path toward his hut, the cold biting at his face. The village is still asleep as he reaches his hut. The door creaks open, and inside, everything is as he left it. His fishing gear leaning against the wall, firewood stacked neatly. He moves quickly, stoking the fireplace, checking his supplies. Like a miracle, he saw his fishing rod. His fingers run over his fishing rod, but before he can settle, a noise outside startles him. He opens the door, and there, standing in the morning light, are the mother snow monkey and her cub. They are no longer weak, no longer lost. They have come to him. The cub rushes past him, scampering inside without hesitation. The mother follows slowly, her golden eyes meeting his. She does not ask for permission. She simply enters. The fisherman watches as the cub curls up near the fire. The mother sits beside it, her body finally at peace. He lets out a breath. This is no longer just his home. Days pass. The fisherman no longer eats alone. He fishes not just for himself, but for the two lives that now share his home. The silence of the mountains is no longer empty. And so, in the heart of the frozen land, beneath the endless snow, a fisherman and two wild creatures lived together. Not by fate, not by force, but by choice. Family is not always born, it is found. And sometimes it finds you when you least expect it. If this story touched you, if it made you feel something, subscribe. Join us for more stories that remind us of the strength in struggle, the power of kindness, and the beauty of unexpected bonds.